Humans have the habit of giving everything a name. Maybe it's a way to help our minds understand or manage situations. A farmer with a few animals can use a simple naming system. You can use the names of former presidents, counties, or even countries, or even your exes. Well, if you have a large population, names may not be enough. You will find it more convenient when you use numbering or some coding system. In today's installment of the Kenyan Farmer, I want to talk about ear tagging basics. So, welcome and let me show you how I do it in the farm. But let me first start with a bit of theory on my desk. These tags are mostly sold in bunches. A bunch of 20 like this one can cost around 500 shillings, I think. Now, on my left side, these are big tags. They come in different flavors. We have the plain or unlabeled and the labeled. All the big ones on this side are used for big animals like cows and donkeys. On the right hand side, there are the small ones. I use the small ones for animals like sheep, goats, and even pigs. We have the labeled and the unlabeled too. Now, if you buy the unlabeled ones, then you are supposed to use a permanent marker to label them. Not the kind of permanent marker used in offices, but a special kind of livestock marker. It is sold in agrovet shops and it's not cheap. I think I bought it at around 1,300 a piece. Using a marker works, but it doesn't give me the best results in the farm. I don't like cleaning the tags every time I need to get information in a hurry. I like using my own number system because often when I go to an agrovet shop, I don't always get the series of numbers I want. I will show you how I do my own labeling that I consider to be the best. So, how do I label the tags, you wonder? I like using a hot nail to engrave the code onto the plain tag. I am using a pair of pliers to hold the hot nail carefully. I once used to use soldering iron, but it broke down after a few days. I guess soldering plastic using a soldering iron is not a good idea. A farmer needs to be creative and use the resources available at the farm level when possible. So, how is my tagging system in the farm? Well, this is a farm secret, but I will share with you nevertheless. Just remember to subscribe. I think the nail is already cold. Let me place it back on the jiko to heat it some more. I am using a smoker for a jiko in this exercise. Okay, I think that's hot enough. And now we are back in business. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, my tagging system. I like to play with color, or is it color? I use all the red tags for males and all the green ones for females. When it comes to numbering or coding, I use 0 to 99 for first generation and 100 to 199 for second generation, and so on. You can also include the date of birth. So, even from a distance, I can tell the basic information like gender, date of birth, and generation of a farm animal by just looking at the tag, even before checking the records. That's so cool. And so, an example, this tag shows a second generation male sheep born in January. If you have two breeds, you can choose to use the left ear for one and the right ear for the other. Just stick and be consistent in your system. I hope you see how the combinations increase by just your creativity. After I'm done with engraving the number, I can now use the permanent marker to bring out the contrast. Now, this is what I call durable. Even when the tag is soiled, you can still tell the number. Next, I will show you the items used in tagging. This tool is called an ear tag applicator. I think it cost around 2,500 Kenya shillings. This is what I used to install the ear tags. The part with the pin holds the male part of the tag, while the tag itself is held in place by the spring-loaded clip, just like that. The first thing that I like to ensure is to check that the male part perfectly aligns to the female part. Else, you can bend or damage the pin, which costs almost like half the price of the tool. Crazy. I think I'm done with the theory. So let's go to the field and have some fun. The first order of business is to disinfect the tools of trade. I'm using surgical spirit or alcohol. Be generous with it because infection can occur if you are not careful. Now, this is a painful process. Actually, it really breaks my heart to see the kid crying, but it's a necessary evil, I guess. I like doing it early in the morning when it's still cold. By the way, you don't punch anywhere on the ear. Let me see if I can ask Karembo to allow me to use her large ears for a simple anatomy crash course. Okay, I think she is okay. So, what can you see when you look closely at this ear? Is there anything that stands out? Besides the black fur, of course. If you look at an ear, there are veins. Or are they arteries? Anyhow, let's work with both. Avoid these places and target for the clear areas. If you accidentally puncture a vein, you will cause excessive bleeding and end up with a bigger problem. So take time to target and align the items. At the beginning of this video, I talked about naming. This code will act as the new name for that animal. And in your farm records, you will use this name to collect all the data from this animal. This skill is crucial in farming. Someday, God willing, I will talk about farm records, standards, and the big concept of traceability. You will now have a solid footing on the basics. For farmers targeting export markets, I'm sure you cannot survive without these skills. The other day, I was listening to a discussion on the radio about how some young Kenyan parents are naming their children names that they have no idea what they mean, like celebrities and the like, just to mess up their children's future. Christians cannot afford to be naive. Mtego wa panya unasa waliwemo na wasiwemo. A name actually matters. By now, I hope you have understood what is ear tagging and the importance of naming or coding. If you have learned something good on this video, remember to like, share and subscribe. You can also donate to my work on the link on the description of this video. See you in the next video and God bless you.